Hello, everyone. I want to try to get a game on OGS today, see if it's possible. It looks like there's a lot of long games right now, but not a lot of short games. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. See if someone will join my game. All right, looks like I got a game against someone who doesn't have a rank. That should be fine. Uh, let's just play a normal move. Normal opening. Ah, interesting. Well, I changed the board the other day. I don't know if I like it yet, but I'm messing with that sort of stuff. He's going to do a 1-4-4-1-3-4. He's doing a 5-4s, which is interesting. So I'm just going to continue playing my normal sort of opening here with the enclosure. So there's no idea what his rank is. So we just have to go with it. But if we just play solid, we'll see what happens. So he really wants to build this area. So I should probably come into the upper left corner. I think I prefer playing the 3-3 because if you play this one, I believe there are some weird things he can do. So I'm going to try the 3-3 point, see what he does. So we can turn it into a 4-4 by just extending here. And since he already has this, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm fine with doing this one. He doesn't want that. There's a lot of cutting points here, but the simplest way to play is just to capture this one stone. Though this cut here is probably possible, I think I want to just make sure my group's alive in the corner and not really have to worry about anything. If he... I think I'm fine with just extending down as well to make sure that the corner is alive without any issues. Then we want to cut here and then capture the stone. So then he has to come back and capture this or, yeah, run away like that. So now on the bottom, it would be a similar sort of thing. And I will just go into the 3-3 again and see what he does. In this case, I know there is also a Joseki involving the clamp here, so I'm going to try that. I don't know if I have the ladder here. Let me see. If we go up and check the ladder, it looks like it actually goes right to my stone, which means I can capture this one. And he has to extend and not play the ladder out. So if I extend here, and he pushes again, so we gotta check the other ladder. We'll trace that one out on the board with our handy mouse. But that looks like it also goes to me, so it looks like I can extend here. Which means he has to play the tiger's mouth. Even if I don't end up fighting with this, it's usually good to extend and threaten some sort of fight here. There is a shortage of liberties on his stones here, so I think I would be fine running out. And there is this Atari. So I think I want to take the Atari first before I invest more into these stones. And then to take advantage of the 3 stones here, I want to try to reduce their liberties. Even though he can Hane, it feels like the right move because he can't let me Hane. He has to Hane first, and I can jump out here. Or I can maybe do the empty triangle. I'll figure that out after I go. Probably have to do the empty triangle. This doesn't really protect him because after I Hane here, I can still Atari and go down, so I can still just block. That was threatening to kill the corner. If I play this and he attaches here, there is a bit of a problem for my shape, so I will just do the empty triangle. It's one time where you want to is whenever you can't jump, you have to just empty triangle if you're going to fight here. But he has to worry about this cutting point. Okay. And then he has to worry about this group on the bottom. It seems like he might actually be an okay player. It's still hard to tell for sure. But I want to turn here to get some strength, or I want to jump out here. If I jump here, you can get this push for free and then come back. So I think I want to turn first, creating more liberties for myself and getting a little bit of a presence in the center of the board. Okay. Instead of trying to attack right away, I'm just going to jump out to get strength. This is my weakest group. I need to focus on it. He probably doesn't have to respond on the left side. Okay, he can peep if he wants to, but that's bad shape for him. It's making it so that I could just jump down here and attack him severely. So now he has to jump on the left side. Whereas before I had a little bit of weakness there and I wasn't able to. Okay. And even with this stone here, I can still jump this direction, which is the direction I want to go to strengthen my group. He should just play on the bottom, probably. And I'll play one more stone in the center of the board to make sure that nothing can happen to me. It's very important. He really wants to attack me, I guess. But we just want to try to stay connected as best we can. And he has to be a little bit careful in how he handles this. But I will... I guess you don't really need to Atari. If he does try to cut, it should be fine. So I will just extend. I wanted to just Atari, but that stone's not really that important. So he wanted to defend that stone anyway. Okay. And Peep again. These are very questionable moves, all the Peeps he's been doing. That was a cutting point. Yes, the ladder might be good for me, but what if he played the shoulder hit over here? And now the ladder is working, and I have something I need to respond to. This Peep just makes me strong in the center of the board instead. Yeah. But now I also don't really have to keep playing in the center either. I could do this Hane here, or I could jump out here, or I could jump over to this side. It's hard for him to really kill the group now. Though I could spend one more move if I wanted to have a very strong, thick position. So instead, it looks like I probably could come out and invade on the top. But it seems a little bit... It could be a little bit too much. Could try to build a little bit. But it feels like it's important to play something there. So maybe we should try... well, do I have the ladders? Right, so if I attach here, I was thinking about trying the attachment. If he Hanes, and I do this one, the double Hane, he Ataris me up and captures the stone on this side. Do I have a ladder here? And I might. Anyway, but do I have this ladder? It looks like it's a little bit going to him, but he doesn't want to have to deal with it. He's not going to fight me back. It's a little bit disappointing. Because I do have some forcing moves on the left side here because this group is not alive. So I would probably be able to get a ladder breaker. I think I will extend up solidly. Normally you see the AI jump. But if I jump and he turns, it feels a little bit stronger than if he turns right now. And so I could turn directly here to get some strength in the center. Or I could jump back. To sort of start building this right side of the board. I think I kind of like that idea. But I think this turn is a little bit stronger. He could jump out now if he really wants to. But I want to focus a little bit more on my weakness in the center. Coming against my corner, so I got to prevent him from getting a base. The corner has plenty of room to live, so I don't really need to worry about it being undercut. And I could just take the outside now. And then if I do get to jump here right afterwards, it would be building a fairly large area. But he does have this stone kind of already poking into it. So it might be better just to take the corner. Because he's going to have a weak group. He still needs to, there we go. He still needs to jump out. And we should prevent him from coming over the top on this side. As I said, my corner is fairly strong. He can do that if he wants to. He's not necessarily alive yet, so this is just making me stronger. So he still needs a couple moves. But we'll see what he wants to do. Because with just this one Hane here, he's not alive. Okay. It's kind of an interesting exchange. I'm not exactly sure what that was for, but it's always good to stay strong when your opponent attaches. I really want to sort of play this peeping move here. If he doesn't respond locally, like if he plays on the bottom, threatening my corner, I kind of want to peep here first. Or if he jumps there, then I want to peep here first. because he is not alive. Then I can come over here, and he still has to make 2 eyes. He could live directly now, I think. And this is a slightly bad shape. Ah, good, I get to push here, which is nice for me. And I do get to surround him. So I might as well surround. Just connect up all my stones. Push, okay. And bump him here so he has a harder time connecting up to the bottom. But we just want to force him to live as small as possible. Looks like he can't Hane because I could cut or clamp here. So if I throw in now, he could probably play something over here and make another eye. Maybe. So I think I want to first see how he responds to the Peep here, because we want to cut him off from the other side. Okay. He could do this tiger's mouth here, or just connect and go into the corner potentially. Is there anything I can do on this side? Is a really good question before I answer this move. If there's nothing I can do over here, then it's not a good idea. So can I play this move? He can just come underneath. So it looks a little bit difficult. So I want to play over here first, I think, and see what he does. Because if I connect first and then play over here, I know what he's... so he's not going to worry about this side. Okay. So then I'll just protect my corner. Oh, really loud noise there. Hope you guys don't hear that when it happens, but I think you do. Maybe I'll turn it down in the editing. Okay. Well, you just force him to take the stone. There's a little bit of Aji on the left side. So he has some points on the top, points on the left. I have some corners. I don't know if the score estimate's on. Yeah, I turned the score estimate off. Okay. I wasn't sure. So I think I want to try to get a little bit of strength here if possible. So I can do this one in Sente. Because otherwise I can push through and capture these stones, which would be quite big for me. And I might even be able to clamp instead of pushing. Or even maybe get this move in. Ooh, that's interesting. Because this move is still here, which is kind of annoying for his shape. But let's throw in and see how he lives. Okay. He needs to make an eye here, not on this side. I don't know why he played that move. Okay. So he needs to figure out a second eye right here. It might be possible. But he gave me plenty of strength on the other side for me to try to fight back. So I don't know if it was a good idea for him. I could probably just turn here. If he plays this one, then we can just attach. He blocks. I go up this way and then cut here. Looks like that works. But let's see if he can live. I was going to take my points and see what he does. He can probably just play something like this if he wants to try to live. But now that I've taken this liberty here, it's possible I'll be able to do something with these stones when I do this Peep here. So he's leaving a little bit of weakness in his shape. So I think he's actually a fairly strong player, a fairly good player. I just don't know what his rank is. Hane. But what if I Peep? And it did that really loud noise again. I'm really annoyed with you, OGS. What if I do this Peep here? He can block like this. If I do the Peep here, he has to connect. Then I connect. Seems okay. Then he can play here to get the other eye. Okay. But now he has some issues on the other side with this peeping move, because his shape is not really very well put together here. I don't know if I'll get anything from this, but it just feels like there is a potential problem. So I was able to connect up all my stones, which is nice. Ooh, interesting. So I'll just connect up, keep it simple for myself. And we'll just Hane and force him to live here, which is getting us more points on the side, which is nice. He can probably Tanuki because he has this Atari into this move here. Is that Sente? Well, I mean, if I connect here, well, as I said, he can Atari here at any time. And then Atari again and live. So it's not too big of a deal. But I want to push here first before answering. If he captures, I just capture here. So then I'm just going to answer, and he can probably just Tanuki now. There's a little bit of Aji on this side. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do, but it might be worth messing around with. That's not Sente. So I think I do want to play a big move. Something over here seems really big. I can still actually get some points in the center of the board too. Sacrifice these 2 stones and take some points here. But I think I want this Hane. It's really big. He doesn't have to answer, but he decided to. Okay. This is very big, but I would want to probably see if there's anything over here first. So it looks like I can do this one. It's just a reading here. It looks like I might be able to double Hane. If he pushes through and connects, then I can push through here and maybe do something. Let me see. Let me read it out, right? He does this Atari. I connect. He goes here. Looks like I could Atari, and then kill the stones. So let's see. See if we get anything. That's if he tries to fight back too severely. At this point, I just kind of want to test him a little bit because his reading was okay-ish, but he should have known that he didn't actually have to play here again. So he's giving this up, which feels very good for me. I can probably connect here because he probably still wants to connect up his stones. And then, as I said, there's a little bit of a possibility of me making some points here. So I kind of want to play another move locally. Kind of wouldn't mind playing something like this one. It's sort of putting a little bit of pressure on his stones. And then killing off this area. So I don't have to worry about it too much. He's cutting there. I just capture with a ladder, right? Just ladders right down to here. Okay. Guess I could just defend. And I could also cut, but I think I will defend first. And then Atari here. He doesn't know what to do. Oh, he's in sudden death. This capture is way too big for me. Okay. Then I will gladly take this bottom left area. This was very questionable. Everything else was actually normal, decent moves. But this is where I'm not really sure about the way he's playing. But in this case, I just need to stay strong with this group in the center, and I'll be fine. Okay, another bad peep. You shouldn't just peep everything. Well, this one's probably fine, but it's a lot of peeps that were not very important. Like these 2 stones are not very important. So we can just stay strong here. And let's just turn. Now we're all connected, and we don't need to worry about anything. Okay. At this point, I'm probably ahead now. Especially after capturing this left side here. So we can probably just play Endgame. And then not worry about anything. It looks like this move here would be one of the biggest moves, this T3. I don't believe there's really any weakness here for him to use. So, yes, just play the big end game. Had to look again, but seems like it's all fine. Okay. Just capture this stone and stay connected. This is getting a couple points here. That's fine. Okay. So this connection's not really important, so I might as well just push here. And we can do this Atari, which is really nice now. And if he connects, it's okay because my groups are all alive on every side. So it's just a 2-point move. So is there anything bigger than that is a good question before I decide that I shouldn't respond. I guess something around here is actually a little bit bigger. I can get a couple points in this area. And like something like this Peep here or just the Atari. Yeah, it looks like I can get a couple points here. So I might as well. I think I can do this one, I guess. Then we can Atari him, maybe. But I think I'm fine with just connecting up. Should be fine. A couple points here. That one's not very big. That's not a cutting point, so I don't need to worry about it. So I can just Atari this. Prevent him from getting a lot of points in this area. There's a 4-point move up here. So I wouldn't mind just saving those stones now. This is also kind of big because it's sort of a 1-point centé or 2-point centé or so. So 4 points, 2 centé, reverse centé sort of thing. That's probably big. This one's also big. There's a lot of moves. So let's take these 4 points. Yes, that one was big. I will answer. Yeah. Just this bunch of small end game now. It seems like he is paying attention to end game stuff for the most part too. So seems like he's pretty good. Except for that move. I don't know about that one. Because he will owe a move over here eventually. So I wouldn't mind taking this Atari here. And there's no eye here, and so I can Atari here as well. And eventually he will have to capture this one stone. So I think that's pretty good for me. We can just take all the Ataris, why not? This one's pretty big, actually. Looks like I get potentially a couple extra points. Is there any other big moves? They're all kind of small. This is like a reverse 1 point. Yeah. So I'll do this one. It's kind of big. Okay. Yes, you got that one. So this is a 3-point move now. It's probably big enough to just respond. I do have to worry a little bit about these liberties. So So it might be good to... I guess I can just connect. If he does this one, I do this one. He does this one, then I have to connect. But it's good to keep track of your liberties in the end game. It's really easy to lose track there. Yes, a 2-point move there. So because of this wedge, I think I want a wedge first. Now he doesn't have a surprise wedge to kill my entire group or anything later. We don't want to have to do that. We don't want to have to worry about that at all. Okay. It's not Sente, but it's just a normal 2-point move. Sort of a 1-point. But might as well push here. Why not? There we go. So luckily I actually have 2 eyes with this group. So even if he gets this move and he gets this Atari, there's nothing really there. But then also it is a snapback. So I can either connect or snap back. You can make a point here. So it's like a 1-point to 1-point, but this one has potential to push in further. So we can get rid of his eye if he wants us to. And then we can play over here. Then he has a potential for a point in this area. So I might as well, because if he Ataris, then he can Atari, and then he can connect. So that'd be one extra thing here. So I might as well just connect directly myself and not worry about it. That was 1 point as well. So it was all about the same. That was probably the better one to take, but I already forgot about it. That's the problem with Endgame. So he's going to play on that side. All right. So I'll take his liberty. He has to capture the stone. Doesn't really matter which one I get over here. So let's just do this. Okay. Then I want to take this one. I don't believe there's any weird Charge Liberties here either, so it's all good. Just Atari. I eventually have to capture, so I will capture. Okay. I'll just force him to capture again real quick, and then we can probably just pass. I don't think it's like a Chinese counter or anything like that. I believe I always choose Japanese. I think that's everything, right? All right. Yes, pass. I don't know if he wants to do all the... Oh, he wants to do all of these. Okay. If he wants to play them all, that's fine. But there's nothing else on the board now, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Except the remove stones. I think that looks good. Now I win by 13.5. 66 points to 52.5. It was kind of an interesting game. As I said, it was hard to tell how strong he was, but then he started making some really, really big mistakes on the left side. Because of the difference in points here, it seems like he could have been ahead if he played correctly on the left side. So let's go check that out. If we go to, let's say, Because I played a little bit soft and backing off. But if we go to the left side here, yes. After reading this out, I'm not entirely certain that it all does work here for me. I think he may not have to do that. And he may be able to just connect on the other side. But there is a lot of Aji here for him. So I understand why he didn't want to. He probably has to capture these stones eventually. So it's a little bit awkward. But I think it was worth trying. The one that I was worried about here was this one. But it looks like I can Atari, and just capture the stones. So he has to give up the first Atari here. And go for the kill somehow, like this. And it's possible, but he has to be a little bit careful. Because if we just play very simple moves, it looks like I'm probably just connected up, and then he's not alive yet. So I was right that I didn't have to worry too much about that. But he works really hard on getting rid of the points that I potentially had here in the center. So let's say I went for those center points instead, a little bit later on here. Yes, when he pushed here instead. We'll get rid of, we'll just play what he had in the game. So when I Atari here, if he captures, this left side is very, very large, and I'm able to push through and cut. He does have this sort of squeeze thing, but he has to be very, very careful. And he probably just has to live here somehow, but it seems a little bit difficult. If he jumps and makes some sort of shape like this, yeah, it's a little bit difficult for him to just live directly. So it's likely I'm going to get these points in the center if I can cut that off. So let's say he just pushes from this side and I get the center points here. It looks like I am probably ahead by what I have in the center. So that's probably good. So I guess taking the center and capturing these stones on the left side were about equal in point value. But when I capture on the left side, I don't have to worry about if white's able to like poke in any way possible and try to reduce. I don't have to constantly worry about that sort of thing. So it's a easier game for me if I'm able to get this Atari in. But I think it's these sort of peeping moves that are the thing that are holding him back right now. Because again here, this is a cutting point here. He's not attacking me. I'm way too close to my own stones. But this cutting point could be a big deal. Because there's a ladder going out over here. This is again a time where he can do this sort of shoulder hit. This is just a good move to play anyway, to reduce anything that I can make over here. I have this little tiny bit of influence. And so if he can get this shoulder hit in, then I might have to actually worry about this group a little bit. Of course, right now, he probably wants to play on the bottom. But don't play the peep. I'm not going to play this right now. That's definitely too slow. I might play something over here to try to build, maybe. Probably a little bit further. But let's say it's something like this, and I'm trying to build. Well, now when he does this shoulder hit, I have to deal with that, and then in the future, if I'm not careful, there might be a cut here. So these types of impulsive or Sinte move peeps that are not very good are something he needs to worry about in his next few games. Then I think he would probably, again, he'd probably rank up because he's doing a lot of other things correctly. Rank up to whatever rank it's supposed to be. But I think apart from that, everything was good and fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Hope to play some more on OGS in the future. Maybe we'll get an actually ranked game next time. Have a good day, everyone, and have fun.